Hey music lovers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the topic of the oscilloscopes and how they can elevate your synth experience. If you've ever wondered what your synth's waveforms really look like, or you're curious about troubleshooting your patches, an oscilloscope's a terrific tool. But like any piece of gear, there are a wide range of options, and today we're going to cover them from the premium to the budget friendly. We'll talk about the benefits of using an oscilloscope with your synths and how to choose the right one for your needs. So let's talk about the dream, the gold standard. It's the Korg NTS-2. And this thing is a powerhouse. It's not just an oscilloscope, it's a signal generator, a tuner, and more. It was custom designed by Korg for synth musicians, and it stands apart from other oscilloscopes for that reason. The NTS-2 has a clear display, it's got an intuitive interface, and it's a joy to use. You can see your waveforms in detail, which is crucial for understanding your synth's output. However, it's definitely on the pricey side, and for many of us, it might be overkill. So while it's a fantastic piece of kit, it's important to be honest with yourself about how often you use it and what you'll use it for. So now let's look at the budget options, what I'll call the Chinese oscilloscopes. And there are a lot of them out there. You'll see in the message boards, some of the common ones that musicians are using are the FNRSI 138 Pro and the FNRSI DSO 152. They're budget friendly and they're significantly cheaper than the NTS-2, and they can get the job done if what you're looking for is basic visualization. However, they do have their limitations. The display quality is not going to be as sharp and the accuracy is not going to be there. So they're fine for getting a general idea of the waveforms, but if your work requires precision, you may find them lacking. Another thing to consider is the build quality. They're probably not going to last forever. There are oscilloscopes out there, desktop ones that are still running 50 years later, but probably not these guys. So something to think about. Let's talk about the third option, what I'm calling the game changer. And these are iOS AUV3 plugins. The one we're going to talk about today is called AuScopeX. I stumbled upon AuScopeX watching a video on the Hack Attack channel, and it totally surprised me. He recommended AuScopeX. Again, it's an iOS AUV3 plugin by a developer called AUDSPR. So the plugin is simple. It turns your iPad into an oscilloscope, and it's incredibly affordable. I paid $6. So I was shocked at how quickly and how well it worked. The display is super clear. You can expand it to take up your whole iPad, and the responsiveness is there, and it integrates seamlessly as a plugin or as a standalone app. So the big advantage here is that most musicians already have a tablet, and a plugin like AuScopeX is going to turn your tablet into an oscilloscope without adding additional hardware. So I was able to get an accurate visualization of my synth patches in 15 minutes after reading about it. It saved me a lot of money, and also it's not taking up space on the desk. So I think it's a terrific option for anyone who's already got an iPad and you're interested in looking at an oscilloscope display as you make your music. That's the choice I went with. So why would you even bother with an oscilloscope? It's really helpful for a couple of things. One, visualizing your waveforms. You can see exactly what your synth is putting out. It's also useful for troubleshooting patches. You can see issues like clipping and distortion and unwanted frequencies. And if you're starting out, it really helps you learn about synthesis because you can understand how the different parameters that you're tweaking are changing the waveform. It's also a good option for capturing the visuals, using that as content to go with your music, right? If you want to make a music video, you can grab the visualizations from the oscilloscope and put it in your video. It really does allow you to get inside your sounds and to understand them at a deeper level. An example is you might see different LFO settings affecting the shape, and that'll help you understand how the LFO is affecting your signal. Another option is looking at the different filter types and different filter settings, and you can see how it's changing the waveform as well as changing the harmonic content that you're listening to. Getting the right option depends on you. Ultimately, the best oscilloscope option for you depends on your budget and your needs. If you need the absolute best, the Korg NTS-2 can't be beat. But if you're on a budget and you have an iPad, AuScopeX is an excellent alternative. So remember, you should be realistic about how often you use an oscilloscope, and you shouldn't waste a lot of money on something you're only going to use once in a while. The most important thing is to experiment and find out what works best for you. Always research before you buy new gear and consider all the options out there. So thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more synth content. And let me know in the comments if you use an oscilloscope and which option you're using. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.